Alright guys, some new important information came out about Ryko, and this is in the new starter deck. Apparently Ryko is having its effect completely changed. It no longer is going to be targeting. This is a Japanese ruling, but anyways, they just updated it over here via organization. It says, a note in the OCG with the Series 10 text, Ryko no longer targets, which is kind of funny because the card literally says you can target. It's not just like you destroy one, oh it does, it doesn't target. But apparently this is going to be implemented, and as some of you guys know, usually when there is things in the OCG, we do follow the rules, and we usually just kind of copy them over here in the TCG. So when Ryko gets printed, eventually when we get the new starter deck over here, it's more than likely going to have those changes. For the most part, flip effects are not very relevant in the game, but it is a very important ruling. But there are some other important rulings coming out of the new Dinosaur structure deck, and anyways, most of these are changes to cards that we probably won't be playing, but in the off chance that you go to a tournament and you're playing against someone else, these are pretty important effects because it can cause you to win and lose your game depending on it, specifically Gillosaurus. But anyways, first off, Ultimate Tyranno's effect, where it can attack as many times as possible. It's now optional to attack that many times. It's not a mandatory effect. Because what did happen with this is it caused an infinite loop. It even mentions the anime series, like an infinite attack loop against Rescueroid, Ambulance, Decroid, and Cyber Summon Blaster. In the off chance that you actually run Ultimate Tyranno, and your opponent is also playing Roids, and you didn't beat him within like the first 10 seconds of the match, because Roids. Okay. Yeah, there's not going to be an infinite loop because of the whole combo. No one's going to pull it off anyways, but I figured I'd give you guys the important, new update text changes to it. And also make it a lot faster because some of these wordings, too long didn't want to read. I totally understand. But anyways, next up with Gillosaurus, this one's a card that it saw some play a long time ago. But for the most part, anyways, you can just special summon the card from your hand, and that's why it was kind of used before. But its second effect is, if this card is special summoned by its effect, you have to activate this effect. Your opponent can special summon one monster from their graveyard. Now that effect is optional on your opponent's end, so they don't have to bring something out. Before, it might actually hurt your opponent by bringing out another monster. That is because one of the new boss Dinosaur monsters, he's able to attack a lot of times, and your opponent will actually take 1,000 for each one. So actually, this will actually be in a benefit to your opponent. For once, your opponent might not actually want to bring out a monster from the graveyard. But yeah, that's actually a pretty important effect. Your opponent can still choose to or not to summon a monster on their own free will, and big word, I can't, volation. Anyways, yeah, important little stuff over there by Gillosaur. So your opponent can choose. The next one up is just text clarification with Big Evolution Pill. So how it's worded is, you tribute one dinosaur type monster to you control to activate this card. After this card is activated, it remains on the field and is destroyed during the end phase of your opponent's third turn, counting by your opponent's turn. This is the important change on the text. They just added counting by your opponent's turn. The other effect is, if this card is present in a spell and trap zone, you can normal summon level 5 or higher dinosaur type monster without tribute. It just states when the turn actually starts, because before it just said on your opponent's third turn. But now it says counting by your opponent's turn. So I don't know. Are you guys even going to be playing this card? Again, I just want to go over it because it's kind of important to know your rulings on cards. Now, Swords of Consuming Lights actually does see some play once in a while, so let's go ahead and talk about this card over here. So after this card is activated, destroy it during your second standby phase. As long as the effect resolves when this card is activated, if there are face-up monsters on your opponent's field, change all of those monsters to face-down defense position. And the second part is, while this card remains in your spell and trap zone, monsters on the opponent's field cannot change their battle position. And then they added to that, basically, this new text plus rulings in Japan force a reversal to the ruling issued at World Championship 2016 last year, as regardless of when a monster appeared, it gets turned face down for sword. So there you guys go for that card. Now next up, this is pretty interesting. It's like straight up anime stuff, but anyways, Fossil Excavation. Basically, it's saying that if the monster is present on board, and this card gets flipped, the monster actually gains its effect again. So first off, let's go over its effect, and then I'll go into more details. So anyways, you discard a card, and then you target a dinosaur monster in your graveyard to special summon that dinosaur type monster. While this card remains present in a spell and trap zone, the monster special summoned by this card's first effect has its effects negated, and is destroyed if this card leaves the field. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. But it says, it's talking about something, if they ever printed out this card over here, Eternal Reserve, where it selects a face-up spell and trap card your opponent controls, and you reset the card. This card will actually be able to be reactivated, but the monster would then actually regain its effects. So that's kind of cool. I feel like Call of the Hunt, it's probably better for the most part, but it does let you discard a dinosaur monster. Therefore, some of the dinosaur support makes it so you banish cards to gain some type of an effect. So, no, I don't think anyone's going to be playing this, but it does have those cards that I was talking about, the Oitsu guys, which is pretty interesting. And also, I just wanted to add this in here because I thought it was really funny. There is another anime card called Skydiving Field, and I'm hoping this card comes out. It's a field spell card that says, while this card is face up on the field, all players must duel while skydiving. It's got those guys in it, the little guys that are always with the dinosaurs. But that's a pretty cool card. Konami, please print out this card. As a prank, I don't know how it would be used, I don't know. But also, important information, we did get a release date on the Cyberse Link, so that's where we're going to get all of the rulings for the Link monsters in a more, I guess, professional form, so to speak, more official. Because there's a lot of things that people are wondering, like, you know, what are we going to exactly do with these Link monsters? The new rulings will probably be in there, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're going to have to change in the older rule books, you know, if they decide to reprint some of the older stuff. But yeah, anyways, it's coming out on the 17th of June in the OCG. What that means is we will probably be getting this in October. For the TCG, that is the Cyberse Link one. Now, what's interesting with this is I know that with the Pendulum starter deck, structure deck, we're not getting it here in the TCG. A lot of you guys were wondering, are they going to pull the same thing, guys? I have no idea. All I know as of right now is that on June is when this is coming out. Again, if we go back last year, June, they basically released the Kaiba one. I believe it was, and then later in October is when we got it in the TCG. So basically, you can look at the past and give a good idea on when the Link's cards are going to be coming out into the game, and I'm pretty sure that's when we will be getting those ruling changes as far as like the game goes. I don't think that they would enforce Link summons before they even give us Link monsters. That would be crazy if they did that. But nonetheless, guys, yeah, that is when the new Link stuff is coming out into the game. And also important little rulings for you guys and some Yu-Gi-Oh! News. But anyways, let me know, guys, if you're excited about the Link summons, or if you guys are just kind of going to stay away from that and play other things like Lightsworn, which, you know, or other decks that just don't really need to revolve around Link summons. But yeah, pretty much it's going to be in October, guys. That's my estimation, because a lot of you guys asked me. I cannot confirm this, but looking at the past, that's when we're going to be getting it. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.